discovered biohacking, and I realized there's so many things we can do as women to extend our fertility, whether it's through supplements, peptides that we can inject. And if you do decide to freeze your eggs, you're overstimulating your hormones, right? So like your ovaries. The doctors I had access to, not the mainstream doctors, but biohacking doctors said that women that have had their eggs retrieved go through perimenopause and menopause much sooner.
For the love of God, someone please turn off their microphones. I swear podcasts are going to be the downfall of society, podcasts like this in particular, because apparently nowadays anyone with a microphone is a health expert and they can say the most outlandish things with zero fact checking. So many of you sent me this clip of this podcast where they interviewed this self-proclaimed biohacker, which, to be honest, that word is a red flag and it reeks of grift. And this woman told her 1 million followers that supplements and peptides can prolong your fertility, definitively. She also emphasized that egg retrieval, whether you're doing it for egg freezing or IVF, can be scary, really invasive, and put you into perimenopause or menopause early. And we know that this is simply not true. There is no supplement or peptide that's ever been proven to extend someone's fertility window. None. And fertility can be primarily determined by factors like age, as well as sperm-related factors, not just egg quality. Are there blockages in the fallopian tubes? There's so many different things that go into fertility. If someone is oversimplifying things and promising you a magic pill that's going to keep your ovaries young, they're selling you snake oil. What about this idea that stimulating the ovaries and extracting eggs can deplete your reserve and put you into earlier menopause? That is not true. Here's a simple biological fact. Every month, your ovaries are recruiting a very limited subset of the total number of eggs that you were born with and currently have in your stockpile. All of those eggs that get recruited, if you don't use them, you lose them, they die off. And so all we're doing when we do an egg retrieval procedure is we're salvaging them. We're collecting all of those other ones that we have access to that your body made available to us that would have been thrown out anyway. So it doesn't accelerate when you go into menopause, and saying otherwise shows that you have a fundamental misunderstanding of how the ovaries work. Even if some of the eggs that were recruited and that would eventually get retrieved could be recycled, which is not possible, how many eggs are people getting from a retrieval? 10, 15, maybe 25 at a time? And we start out with millions of eggs at birth and end with less than 1,000 by the time we're in menopause, which for most people is their early 50s. So even in that scenario, if you could say, if you don't use them, you don't lose them, you can shuffle them back to the core of the ovaries, it's going to take a lot more than a few egg retrievals, removing small numbers of eggs each cycle to make a meaningful impact on your overall reserve and ovarian function. And she states she doesn't have mainstream doctors, but her biohacking doctors told her this. But if these so-called experts are getting this basic fact about how egg retrievals work completely wrong, what else are they making up? It's just scary. And like I said, this person has a huge platform. This is extremely irresponsible to be peddling false medical information. And it's a tale as old as time. Hello, link in bio. And all of these supplements and programs for hormone resets, huge red flag that makes no scientific sense. This is marketing, not medicine. Shame on anyone for using their large platform to take advantage of other women.